Hey loves, if you've ever heard about someone manifesting a specific person overnight, we're going to go over exactly how to do that in this video. And I can guarantee you that it is much, much simpler than we are actually making it. So if you don't know me, my name is Kyle August, and I'm here to help you manifest your specific person in the quickest and easiest possible way. But today we're going to go over a metaphor that's really going to open up this possibility that your reality can change overnight. Really, who is saying that it can't? And again, it all comes into our mind is reflecting, or our subconscious beliefs are reflecting on our external reality. So if we can really get those beliefs in alignment to our reality changing overnight, within a week, within a month, then that outcome has become a reality and a possibility for us in the future. And this simple idea all begins and ends with the idea of tomorrow. So think about tomorrow. What does tomorrow have in store for you? And I want you to actually think about it in regards to your specific person at this very moment. What do you feel and what do you think is going to happen tomorrow? And you're most likely internally going to state, most likely tomorrow will continue on the same path that I was on today, right? We feel like it's going to continue in the exact same way. But if this are true, then there would be no such thing as change in our reality, because if tomorrow was always going to be like today, nothing could ever change. And we know that that's not true because we know that we're able to manifest and alter our reality in that way. So in essence, I want you to think about this idea of now. And a book that really, really talks about this idea is going to be The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. So if you have not read that book, I would 100% say to go out and read it. But it just discusses, it's really good on helping you live in the wish-fulfilled state. It's not necessarily a book on manifestation, but it talks about the idea of living in the now. So feeling at this very moment. Because really, you can't go outside of the now. And the thinking of pushing outside of the now with your manifestation kind of pushes you away from the idea of living in the end, right? Because if we are living in the end, we have what we desire right now. But most of the time we think about getting it in the future, or we think about our past, trying to pull something from the past, right? Especially if you're manifesting someone who you've been with before. But back to this metaphor, because I really want you to get this idea and open up the possibility that your reality can change overnight. Think about tomorrow. Again, we're assuming it to be the same exact way that every other day before it has kind of happened. But truly, in this knowing that we have only right now and tomorrow is a mystery, why are we then assuming that it's going to go in a way that we dislike, or in a way that just reiterates our normal day-to-day rhythm, instead of actually opening up the option or possibility that your specific person could message you tomorrow, or they could ask you on a date, or they could ask you to marry them? Like literally, tomorrow is technically this inexistent property of our mind that doesn't exist yet. So in this case, why are we assuming we're just going to continue as we are? Why can't we assume then and change those assumptions and change those beliefs that tomorrow is going to be magnificent, awesome, amazing, abundant, positive? Why can't we then assume that? Because if I were to say to you right now, and this is something I've done in a lot of my coaching sessions, and I always get the same response. If right now I were to bet you, would you bet your life or something very valuable that tomorrow your specific person is not going to text you or message you or ask you to marry them? And you'd be like, well, no, I'm not going to bet that, right? Because again, ask yourself, would you bet your life that tomorrow your specific person is not going to message you or show up in the way that you want? And you're going to say, absolutely not. And why is that? Because you know deep down that you're meant to get exactly what you want in whatever way that you want. So when we put the pressure on and say, okay, if you're assuming tomorrow to go along with exactly as every other day, you should have no problem making this bet. But you won't, and you don't think of even doing that, because you know as much as I that you're meant to have exactly what you want, and it is totally a possibility for you. But we are not allowing that possibility to arise within us to then manifest with tomorrow being this magnificent, awesome outcome that we've always been looking for. So think upon that thought process. You know that just as much as tomorrow will go just as how should I word this? You're aware that, or thinking that tomorrow's going to go in the same way that every other day has gone, but you know, just as likely as that, there's just as much possibility that your specific person messages you and says, hey, let's go on a date. Hey, let's hang out. Let's rekindle. I miss you. I want to date you. I want to be with you. I want to marry you. That's just as likely as it going any other way, because technically tomorrow is in this like quantum state, doesn't exist, and is whatever you are assuming it to be. So with that assumption, I want you to make the assumption that benefits you the most and gets you the most progress. Because if you think of manifestation in general of a specific person, this idea can save you loads and loads of time, because right now, again, if you're always in the now, and then tomorrow always comes in this figmented future, right? If we're always assuming tomorrow's going to be more like today, how can we ever shift internally and see our external reality shift in that same way? It's not going to happen. We're just going to reiterate the same thing over and over again. And it's like that one in a couple videos ago, I talked about an idea that we want to showcase or basically implement the unpredictable into our life because we're more afraid of success than we are failure. And that's just what this thought about tomorrow is. When we think of it going in the same exact way that it always has been, that our specific person's going to ignore us, or not text us, or not want to date us, or basically match all of the unwanted assumptions, we can't make any movement out of that state, because that's what we are in expectance of. We're expecting our reality to show up again in the way it always has been, but it's all an assumption. Tomorrow is in a quantum state. It doesn't exist. It is a product of your subconscious mind. So then if we know our assumptions harden into fact, begin to assume tomorrow leads to this awesome, amazing thing and feel it at this current moment. Because again, we always want to be feeling as if we already have exactly what we desire. And this idea is really going to help you bridge that gap where if you feel like time is taking so much time, or you feel like you're waiting and waiting for something to change in your reality, and you're really putting in all the work, all the affirmations and visualizations, this could be the saving grace that even though we're assuming that, we're still thinking, oh, something's going to change tomorrow, rather than right here, right now, and then assuming that tomorrow is going to act in accordance with the feeling that you're having right at this very moment. But right now, I want you to basically act this out right in this video and immediately following it. What is something that would absolutely blow your mind if it happened tomorrow? And then I want you to make that your reality. Whatever it is, write it down, think about it, take time to really think, what is something that would absolutely blow my mind if it happened tomorrow? And then assume and expect that to happen. And remember, it can be absolutely anything you want. If you want your specific person to message you, to call you, to ask you on a date, whatever it may be, that is now your reality, and it's happening at this current moment. Your thoughts right now, your beliefs, your assumptions are creating everything in your reality to move and make that happen. So definitely try this out, and then definitely let me know how it goes. Because remember, you are not limited by anything in your reality. Whatever you feel is the outcome you want, and the outcome you assume is going to be your reality. So why not assume the most amazing and the greatest things to happen to you right now? If you did have any questions about this, leave it in the comment section below. And then remember, you can always reach out to me on my website, which is kyleaugustcoaching.com. But thank you so much for being here with me today. Sorry, I kind of had like a week where I wasn't posting, but that's because I was on vacation with my family. So I had a lot of fun, but I'm glad to be back and helping you guys out and getting back to the rhythm of posting videos every single day. So I hope you guys like it. Leave a thumbs up if you really enjoyed it, and then don't forget to subscribe. But I absolutely love you all, and I'll see you next time.